Hey everyone, Travis here from Gateway to Air Guns with another grip review. Today we have the LCS Air Arms SK-19. This air rifle was sent to us by New England Air Guns. Thank you, Mr. Swinson. It's a really interesting gun, and I'll have to go over this in great detail because of how different it is than a normal air rifle in many ways, but also how awesome it is. So sit back and enjoy, and we'll get into this on our infamous hot tub shooting stand. Okay, let's go over some of the standard features of the LCS SK-19. It has a standard Foster fill nipple, has your fill pressure gauge here, and then back here in the back, this is your regulated set pressure gauge. This can be adjusted up here by the external regulator. You stick a pin in here and you can turn it clockwise or counterclockwise to raise or lower the set pressure in the plenum. This is the plenum, and that allows you to raise or lower the power level outside of the power adjuster. So there's two functions here to adjust the power. One, the externally adjustable regulator, and two, the power wheel. It has two safeties on this gun. One right here by the trigger. As you can see, safe, fire. And I like that it hangs down in the fire mode so you can see it, so you know you're ready. Very good feature. In the back of the gun, it has a 3-position switch. Safe, semi-auto, and full auto. This is the magazine. It's a fixed magazine. It holds 19 shots in 25 cal. It rotates. It's air operated. It's very well machined. It's made out of titanium, as are most of the external portions of the gun that are not alloy or carbon fiber. It's a very expensive gun to produce based on the components they use to make it. It's all very high end. Turn the gun around to the other side. We can see the magazine a lot better now. It's the back side where the pellets go in, and now you can see the regulator very well. Max pressure, 250 bar. Max fills 3600 psi. It has a huge carbon fiber shroud and air stripper inside of here, as well as an LDC with many baffles. This gun is incredibly quiet for the power level it can put out. We'll put it over the cranny here in a little bit and put our scope on, check accuracy. But yeah, it's a really amazing gun. All right, let's whip her back around here. Okay, so you can see that there's the trigger down there. It has no adjustments. It's probably the one and only flaw that I think about this gun. It does so many things so well, but the one thing I don't particularly care about is the semi-auto, the trigger in semi-auto. It's very long, really long in fact, and squishy. But when you put it in full auto, it's real sharp and crisp. So I typically shoot it in full auto and just take one shot at a time. In full auto, you can either just squeeze it one shot at a time or hold it down and it's full auto. So I pretty much avoid the semi-auto portion of the gun because of the trigger is so long. And I'll show you that here. And it's pretty much the only thing I don't like about the gun. Everything else is actually pretty amazing. It shoots ridiculous. I believe it has an LW barrel. Could be stainless also, because most of the other parts on this gun are all stainless steel. But what's really interesting is the power wheel function and how you can adjust the power up and down a lot. I mean, you can go way down in power and way up. It's incredible, and it requires no tuning. You basically just turn the wheel to where you want it to go, and you're dialed. No hammer spring. There's no hammer in the system, no springs in the system. It's all air operated. It's really quite incredible. It's very much unlike any other air rifle, other than a Hubin. A Hubin has a very similar system. So those two guns are pretty much the only fully air operated guns on the market. Has a nice long Picatinny rail on the bottom that also protects the bottle. So it gives you options for flashlights and for bipod mounts and a variety of stuff because it's nice and long. On the top, it's also a Picatinny rail, Weaver rail. The whole frame is alloy, and it's all joined in on the plenum or the pressure tube. Everything's bolted together. It's a very firm and rigid gun. Very nice. All right, guys, let me show you how to load the magazine, and a tip on doing that that'll prevent you from having misfires. So let's get to that. Okay, here we are at the back of the gun. On the left side is this lever right here. This should always remain down unless you're loading the magazine. And when you're done loading the magazine, make absolutely sure you push it back down, or the magazine will not advance and you will get a jam and have to take the gun apart, pull the barrel out, and it's a lot of work. So let's keep an eye on this guy. So to load the magazine, we need to do two things. Lift the lever, and it's spring operated, so now you can see it. It's poking out there. It can't go up anymore. It can only go back down. Now on the right hand side of the gun is this magnetic and spring-loaded catch. There's your magnets there. Okay, so this is where the pellets go in. Now to load it, you simply put them in like so. And usually 4 at a time. And remember, the lever has to be up. Okay, now if you stop here, there's a good chance that you're going to get a jam in this gun. Maybe not often, but once in a while, and one jam is a bad jam. So let's not ever jam this gun. So what I do is I have a golf tee. You can use whatever you want, and you push these pellets all the way forward in their bore, just like this. Okay. So now they're all the way up, and you do this with pellets, bullets, anything you put in this gun, because as this thing's rotating around, and it can do it super fast, especially in auto, the pellets can walk their way back out and jam up over here on this side. So make sure you push them all the way in, and they'll stay there once you do that. Now the lever's still up. That allows us to turn this 2, 3, 4, and then we do it again. One pellet. Oops, there's one already in there. Didn't have an empty mag here, folks. So we'll put 3 in. And then the same thing again. 1, 2, 3. Then we go ahead and rotate it. And you just keep doing that till you're full. Lower the entry lid. Drop this guy all the way down. Now we're ready to shoot this gun. And like I said, it has 2 safeties, one on the back, one on the front. Whenever you're loading this gun, make absolutely sure both of those safeties are in the safe position. This gun is ready to fire at all times, so it's like having a bullet in the chamber all the time, because the magazine is fixed. There's always a bullet in there. So treat it like any other loaded and ready to fire gun. Okay? All right, well, let's get this baby over on the shooting bench. We'll put our chronograph on it, and we'll put our scope on it, and we'll shoot it and see what she does. Okay, folks, here we are. We're on the shooting stand. We're at our 55 target as usual. We have the 25.4 JSBs loaded up, and we're going to go ahead and try to shoot some targets here for you. Let's see if I can get this focused in a little better. Right there, looks good. Well, that doesn't tell you enough. I don't know what will. I've got, let's see, about 5 semi-auto guns to my name. This is the most accurate of them all. Ooh, we got a flyer. That's superb. Superb. This the SK-19 is really accurate for a gun that shoots out of the magazine. It seems to be the biggest problem with most of the semi-auto guns, but this one is, they figured it out somehow. I guess that explains that, huh? Yeah, so an incredibly accurate gun. Let's shift it over to full auto. There's that little click of the air cylinder moving into position. I'll go ahead and do a short burst and then see what kind of group we can hold. Well, and that's going to be determined on me trying to hold the gun still while it's vibrating. Okay, let's try it. Okay, so we got like 3 in that little group, and then as I was jumping all over, I got 2 more right there, but that's full auto. Anyway, I think that's pretty good. This gun, like I said, out of all of the semi-autos I have, is the most accurate. There's our little group right there of 3 shots. There's 4, but I got a little flyer there. I'm not sure what happened there. Probably got a bent skirt on one of the pellets. Probably didn't inspect it well when I just shoot everything as I pull it out of the tin. But yeah, it's an exceptional shooter. It's quiet. It's powerful. It does a lot of things good. Let me load up the magazine again, and we'll play around a little bit more. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is we're going to shoot it again. This time I cranked the power up to a little over 1,000 feet per second with the 25.4 to see how accurate it is at those speeds. So we turned the power wheel up about 12 clicks from where we were. Like I said, there's a ton of adjustment. The power wheel can be moved, I don't know how many clicks, 30, 40, I don't know. Haven't tried to see how far it goes. But you can shoot way down in power and way up. So there's a ton of adjustment. Okay, let's take the safeties off. We got some new splatter targets up there. Let's see if we can zoom in on them. Chinga, chinga, chinga. There we go. All right, so I'm going to take 3 shots here at the top one. Whoops, I got it in. Okay. Verify my settings on my trigger. All right, focused in. See if I can hold the steel. Come on, old man. That was me. That was me. So bad. in the same hole. Pretty close. 4. Okay, so there's 5. They're screaming along pretty good. Not as accurate as it at 1,000 feet per second as it was at 900, obviously. And I knew that'd be the case because it's that way pretty much with just about all air rifles. So we'll have a little fun here. We'll switch it over. There's our click. The full auto, and then we're going to let that bottom one have it. And I'm going to try my best to hold it still, which is easier said than done. Here we go. Looks like every single one of those pellets I shot landed on the target. So that's pretty amazing considering this thing's jumping all over the place and I'm trying to hold it still. Anyway, really accurate gun, super fun to shoot. Expect to spend a lot of money on pellets because you will. And there's not much to say about it other than it's really fun to play with. It's a fun gun to shoot. It's a great hunting rig. It's good to shoot off of a bipod. It's fairly light. It's not what I call a light gun, but it's definitely something you could carry around on the field. The only downsides I can think about this gun, like I said originally, is the semi-auto longish squishy trigger and the price. It's an expensive gun, but it's made wonderfully out of really high-end materials, high-grade alloys and titanium. So, and the carbon bottles aren't cheap either. Externally regulated, really quiet. Power is adjustable all over the place on the fly, so you don't even have to tune it. All you have to do is turn a power wheel up and down, have your chronograph handy. My overall impression, I'm going to keep this gun. I'm not sending it back, John. All right, Travis from Gateway to Air Guns, and this has been another grip review. Thank you, everyone.